live from Mexico, about 25 minutes from Puerto Vallarta, where there's a massive cartel war happening right now. Last night, one of the biggest cartel bosses was captured. There was a 10 million bounty on his head. Now, Puerto Vallarta is on fire. The airport is shut down. All local businesses and transportation shut down. And along the highway, all the way from Puerto Vallarta, there's one major highway from there to all the little towns. Along the highway, buses, transports, Ubers, taxis are all being lit on fire on the highway. So we have been told not to leave. We're safe at our condo. I will report back with more information.
Welcome to the JJ Carrell Show. That is the third world. That is the third world. And it's here. Let me be as clear as I can be, as sound like a politician. Let me be clear. What you're seeing down there, do not think for a moment that, oh, it's in Mexico. It's not here. It is here. Before Joe Biden came into office, this is what the narco landscape looked like. The narco smugglers, the kingpins, whoever was running whatever, could be the Arellano Phoenix brothers, El Chapo Guzman, what other savage ran the drug cartels. They would bring the narcotics across the border by boat, by foot, mules, backpacks, vehicles, 18-wheelers, however the hell they got it, body carriers, however they got it over. Then they would turn it over to the U.S. gangs, 18th Street, Latin Kings, 18th Street, and the white biker gangs, whatever. And they became the distributors. Once Joe Biden took office, they were able to set up their network here in America, and they took over all the distribution. Because stop thinking of them as just stupid, violent savages, which they are. But think of them as, especially at the very top, very smart businessmen. And start thinking of them as a business. Well, what is the main thing that you have to do when you run a business? Be it McDonald's, delivering food, it could be rental car or airline. Your product has to be consistent. And you can't lose product. Being theft, spoilage, whatever. This is how you make your money. That's the cartels. So the cartels probably lost a lot of product once they turned it over, or lost at least the selling of it. They lost the control of their product, and they were having to give away that profit to the American gangs. And they said, well, why are we doing that when we can just walk into America? Joe Biden will actually fly our cartel members wherever we want them to do for free, put us in hotels, give us cash money to walk around and feed us. Well, hell, then why don't we just do that? So they set up their narco trafficking systems in America. So everything that you're seeing here now, why is it that President Trump has not gone in and did a war against the cartels? I'm going to tell you there might be multiple reasons why, but I'm going to tell you one. Okay? One is, if he goes to war, what are the narco smugglers going to do in America? You think they're going to sit down and be quiet? That's their only course of action. They're well-funded, well-trained, all that. But you think our special forces are going to lose to the Mexicans? Honestly, you think our special forces, our ground troops are going to lose to the Mexicans? No. So what's the advantage that and understand the cartels and the Mexican government are one and the same. You can't separate them. They're one and the same. So the Mexican government, the cartels, what is their only game plan? What is their only card that they can use? And it's a very, very, very big card. That is mass chaos and destruction in America. You see the Costco's. I'm going to show you all these videos happen in Guadalajara. It's already coming up, Baja California. They're coming up with reports that the Mexican military's already squashed it. That's a lie. Don't believe any of that crap. Costco's on fire, gas stations blowing up, cars being set on fire, airports being taken over. You don't think that can happen in America? Are you that naive? There's 50 million illegal aliens in America. I'm telling you that the drug narcotic system that's vehicles, warehouses, people, guns, everything you need to be a narco terrorist are here in America because we had open borders for 4 solid years. There's repercussions to treason. There is. You can live in the unicorn and rainbow world if you choose. I'm just telling you factually that we America have narco terrorists in our country by thousands. And when we go to war, quote war with the cartels, I know they're going to go to war with us here in the interior. And Americans think that they're battle hardened. We're like a 8th grade team playing the varsity champions in high school. It ain't going to happen. You have no idea how violent these people are. You have no idea how vile, inhuman, subhuman they are. What do you think is going to happen? Let's say in Alabama, and they set a Costco on fire in Alabama. People are screaming out of there. Costco wall ceilings falling in. People are killed, and they go, "These are narco terrorists." And then a Costco goes up in flames in Nevada, and then in Wisconsin, there are car fires going off. JFK gets bombed. The airport in New York gets bombed. It's coming. You may not like me. You don't want to hear this. I don't really care. It's coming. Here's another video. Enjoy. It's coming to America, and you are going to have to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it, but you're going to deal with it. I want you to notice something. I'm going to play it back. Let's see. What don't you see? What's missing in a major city on the coast in Mexico? You didn't see any people, did you? Everyone's sheltering in place. Now imagine this. That place is Des Moines, Iowa, Wichita, Kansas, San Diego, California, Nashville, Tennessee. This is what the people in our government has done to our nation. They have purposely, intentionally, and strategically destroyed our country. Does it take 1 million narco terrorists to cause mayhem in America, or does it take 100, 1,000, 10? What if 10 right now, 10 Costco's went up in flames? What if 10 cars in major cities exploded? Gas stations exploded. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Just happened in Mexico. You're going to shelter in place. You're not going to do anything because you know, and I know, we all know that they're going to run our world. They're going to run our country. I'm going to play even more of it just because I want to drive home the point. I want to drive home this point. There's no one there. There's no one there. There's no one on the streets. This is the man that got killed, the narco smuggler, the narco leader, the kingpin. El Mencho. Mencho. It's short for his first name. I don't even know how to say it properly. I don't care. But there's Americans trapped right now because they're in this country. I wouldn't go to this country to save my life. Never go to this country. This country's a third world crap hole. This is what's happened. And I want you to watch the airport. The airport's in complete disarray. Watch, enjoy. This is what's coming to America. I promise you.
No, ma'am. ¿Están bien?
I'm going to play this again, and I want you to stop. This is not Puerto Vallarta. This is not Cancun. This is not Guadalajara. This is JFK. This is Dulles. This is the Phoenix Sky Harbor. This is New Orleans International Airport. This is Des Moines. This is KCI in Kansas City. Watch it again.
No, ma'am. ¿Están bien?
This is what our government has done to us. Our government is corrupt to the core. Are you going to try to tell me that our government did not know that this was going to happen? This is a Costco. This is exactly what I was talking about. Enjoy, watch it, and know this is your Costco. This is your grocery stores. This is coming to you, America. You have 55 million freaking illegal aliens in our country. The last 30 million that came under Joe Biden's last 4 years, 60 to 70% of all of them were single adult military-age men from the continent of Africa, the Middle East, Venezuela, Haiti, and the cartels in Mexico.
Vámonos. Vámonos.
You ready for this? You ready for that, America? You ready to live this way? Your politicians are. You think your politicians are going to be hurt by this? You think they're going to really care? Do you think anybody is going to give a crap? Here's an outside view of that Costco that's on fire. Just so that you get, I'm going to pull it up on the screen while I talk, just so you can kind of visualize. This is your Costco. You have no idea. Look at that. That looks like anywhere America, kind of Florida, California-ish, right? Yeah, that's a Costco in Florida going up in flames. What would happen if the Costco in Florida that looks just like that went up in flames? Do you think there would be a national story? Just a random fire. Nobody said it. No one. It's just a fire. Now, what if I told you in America that the narco smugglers blew up and caught a Costco on fire? Do you think that'd make the news? Do you think it wouldn't go wall to wall? What if I told you 50 Costcos in 50 different states caught on fire in gas stations? Maybe that's why Trump hasn't gone in and gone after the cartels, because he knows the cartels are here. I'm going to tell you straight up, if I'm the president of the United States, I'm extremely aggressive. Like I'm all over this aggressive, but I'm going to have to make a calculated decision because I know those savages are here in America. And they're going to get their orders and they're going to carry them out. Look at what we've done to our country. Look at what we've done. Do you think that little petite Jewish Mexican woman that's the president, Steinbaum, do you think that she, first off, Can we even say that with a straight face? One of, if not the most machismo places in the entire world, Mexico. Catholic, machismo men, they voted in a woman that's a Jew. Are you kidding me? Do you actually think that took place? That's like Joe Biden, just like everyone else in the world looked at us and went, you're telling me I'm supposed to believe that that old, decrepit piece of trash, sexually perverse man that has dementia won? Come on, I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying that Shine Bomb won in Mexico. No way. No way. No. She was placed there, just like Biden was placed there. I lived this. I chased these narco smugglers on the coast. I saw them up close on the border. They're vile subhumans. They're more violent than the most violent person in Mexico's government. They own the government. Mexico is a fallen narco state. And we keep acting like, well, you know, it's got great beaches and you can go down there and get lobster in Baja. That's my driving. That's what drives me down there, is to get lobster. I mean, I can get killed and raped and sodomized, but damn it, I got a lobster for, $5. Well, hell, we got to go back. We got to go back down there. I mean, I got dysentery and I had to go to the emergency room and spend like $500 for IVs because I had violent diarrhea and vomiting. But hell, it was cheap. Let's go back there. Why wouldn't I want some of that great third world hellhole culture? I don't get it. I lived in San Diego. You have La Jolla, you got Coronado, you got Point Loma, you got all the beaches, and people are still going down to Mexico. And I'm like, well, I go, it's beautiful. What are you talking about? The homes on the coast are shanties. The moment you drive through the port of entry into Tijuana, you're just like, dear God, what happened? Where am I? Is this place real? See, all of you people that have never been out of America, I love this, is we're the most racist country. We're this, we're that. If you ever went to another country, especially third world, you would have no idea how to react. None. All of your rights stripped away, at the mercy of narco smugglers and their police, which are the same, getting shaken down all the time. Can't drink the water, can't really flush the toilet because their toilets don't work. The food, I don't know where the hell the food is. They don't have it. They don't have like ratings on their business walls. I mean, the street vendor. Let's get some from their street vendor. Sure. You ever gone to a street vendor in a third world country? You have is that steak? Oh yeah, it's Angus beef. Trust me. It's Wagyu. Americans, you are outrageous. You are outrageous. Let's watch Costco burn. Let's see it.
Verga, loco. Chinga tu madre. No mames.
And all of the TV, radio, all the news, all of the crap, they're going to tell you, oh, no, they got it under control. Steinbaum and the Mexican narco government have it under control. No, they don't. If it quiets down, it's good because the drug cartel said, okay, we're going to quiet it down until we're ready to ramp it up again. There's all kind of Canadians and Americans trapped down there. Trapped. They're told to shelter in place. Shelter in place. Can't fly out. Can't fly down there. American Airlines and everyone's already stopped all their flights. They can't fly down there. We're definitely not going to let people fly out of there into America. Are you kidding me? Why would you do that? You're trapped for your $5, $3 lobster. Your margaritas that are $1.50. Your violent diarrhea and dysentery. Oh yeah, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it to go to Mexico. You absolutely love it. Absolutely. And they love you. They definitely want you. They're not racist. They're not hateful of the gringos. And just so you're very aware, any black people that are in Mexico, you don't register. You thought America was racist. This is what I love. This is the greatest topic. I'll spend a day on this if I can. The idea that the whole world is just so happy and so inclusive. They love diversity, equity, and inclusion. Oh my God, that drives everyone across the international. They can't get enough of DEI. Black people, they love you in Mexico. No. You see, there's a skin level of darkness in Mexico. The lighter you are means you are more Spaniard. Therefore, you are educated. You speak Castilian Spanish. You don't speak the equivalent of Ebonics, basically, for the peasants. And the darker you get, the less significant you are in the world. And if you're black, you're below the Indians. Oh, yeah. Oh, you didn't know that. Oh, America's racist. I understand. But go down to Mexico, see how you fare. Go on. Shoo. Go on down there. Take your 450-pound wife and your girlfriends. See how you guys fare down there. Go ahead. I didn't see a lot of Spaniards crossing the border. You know what I saw? I saw a lot of Mexican Indians. Saw a lot of Guatemalan Indians and Honduran Indians. I didn't see any Castilian Spaniards that have all the money coming across the border. Here's a guy talking about that it's rising up through Baja California into Tijuana. Enjoy, San Diego.
Hey everyone, not sure if you saw my last tweet. I have some new videos coming out of Mexico. It's exclusive reporting of now deceased Mexican authorities I got from a follower of mine right now in Guadalajara, Mexico. I just got off the phone with a contact of mine in Tijuana. He says the cartel violence has now started in Baja California. Cars are on fire and there are now road blockades. Several businesses are closing and they're trying to limit the movement of the taxis and some of the other businesses. So I am now headed to Tijuana, Baja California, to cover the ongoing cartel violence, but also the aftermath right on the border to just get a different angle of the story. So stay tuned for our reporting. Also, check out that last tweet I just posted. That is a new exclusive video coming out of Guadalajara moments.
Yep. It's coming up. Enjoy, San Diego. I'm going to push this up on camera. Don't worry, the Mexican military is going to show up. Well, not really. This is the Mexican cartels. Before I play this, I want you to understand how are they so well outfitted and have 50 cals and rocket launchers and RPGs and military tank vehicles? Well, because the Ukrainians sold it to the cartels. What are you talking about? Well, yeah, our money that went to, or the actual guns and ammunition and vehicles and rocket launchers that we sent to Ukraine to fight the existential war with Russia. Well, see, they just sold it to the cartels. So everything that you see in Mexico and it's pushing up to America, we paid for it. Yeah. You paid for it. I paid for it. Our government, to say our government is corrupt is like the greatest understatement in the history of the world. Are we corrupt like Mexico? Yeah. Yeah, we are. They're just more violent. They've just been around the game and it's been just violent. We'll get there eventually. We're just more sophisticated. We're more Western European, civil. We just like to steal your money and then kind of rape your women and children through programs like MK Ultra and COVID. We don't like to shoot you in the face with an M4. We kind of like to just stick you in the arm while the doctor's smiling, you're sucking on your lollipop and you die. We're just kinder. We have more civility than you savages in Mexico and the third world. We like to kill our people through the guise of, I care about you. I want you to do better. We bankrupt people. Like, you steal people's money. You just go there and just go in their houses and you just steal their money. We don't like to do that here in America. In the first world, we like to say, well, this is for the betterment of America and Americans and all the foreign nationals that are coming in. And of course, all of the freeloading countries in the world. So what we do is we don't come with a gun. We kind of threaten you with the gun, with the called IRS, but we're going to siphon all your money from you. And we kind of take it. We won't take it all at once like the savages in third world. We'll come and we'll just take a very big chunk out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, and then we'll nickel and dime you throughout your daily life. That 50 to 55% of everything you make, we'll just take. See that we're just better than them. Because we're kinder, we have more empathy, and we do it cleaner. There's no difference between us and them. There isn't. And when we start to realize this, we'll start to understand that our government needs to be toppled. That's just the truth. You think you're going to vote your way out of this in America? You think you're going to legislate it out? Do you think you go through the judicial process? They don't care about you. None of those people in America care about you. They're talking about a war in Iran while we have a war going on in Mexico. We're going to talk about what Israel and the Jews need in Israel more than what the Americans need in America. We're going to continually fund billions of dollars to Ukraine, where the Ukrainian president Zelensky said, I haven't seen half of this shit. You keep telling me you give me all this money. I haven't seen half of it. What? Yeah, I haven't seen half of it. But hell, keep sending me the 50% that I'm supposed to get. I'll be happy with that.
Pura gente, señor Mencho. Pura gente, señor Mencho. Señor Mencho. Pura gente, 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 ¡arriba el señor de los gallos! ¡Arriba el señor Mencho! ¡Arriba el señor Mencho! ¡Arriba el señor Mencho! ¡Arriba el señor Mencho!
I don't care what you think of our special forces and how great our country is militarily. They go in those jungles of Mexico, we're going to have casualties. I'm not saying don't go in there. I'm just saying look at what we've done. Look what our government has funded. Look what you, the American people, have funded. How do you think they have the money to buy all that stuff? Do you think they import tons, millions of tons of narcotics into America because America doesn't want it? No, they want it. Just like these cartels right here push children into America, to 550,000 of them, probably 1.5 million. That's what I believe the real number is. Well, why do they push kids in? Because we don't want kids, or because we want to rape kids? Come on, America, wake up. As much as I hate these demons, and I arrested them throughout my career, and they are demons, they're not the problem. We are the problem. We're the number one consumer of hard narcotics in the world. We're the number one consumer of child pornography in the world. We're one of the top nations on planet Earth that pays money to rape children. We are the number one exporter of pornography in the world. Los Angeles, the world. We love slave labor, so we import it. And these savages, these demons, bring them across. They bring our drugs, our labor, and our children. Because you want it. They're no different than Amazon, except they're Amazon with guns, rocket launchers, and they'll kill you. But they use the same distribution center and system. The highways, do you think that the highways and the rail cars and the airport and all the other transportation nodes, you think that they're exempt? They're not allowed to use them? They're using the same damn transportation system, distribution system as Amazon. It's the same damn thing. They're just pushing narcotics, people, and children because we ordered it. I know that hurts your soul. I know that you want to push back on me, but it's the truth. If we didn't demand to rape children, if we didn't demand cheap labor and slave labor, if we didn't demand hard narcotics, then these cartels would simply ship it all to Europe, Asia, the Middle East, New Zealand, Australia, and they would just leave us alone. But we demand it. We have an insatiable appetite for all things evil in Mexico, so they bring it to us. These men bring it to us. Do you think the Mexican army and military is not scared out of their mind? Are you? With the cartels already infiltrated the Mexican military, you think they're going to go head to head with these guys? I mean, it's just go. This video's got another 30 seconds. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to play it just so you continue to see that we're talking about a lot of people, a lot of weapons, a lot of vehicles, a lot of armored cars, and guerrilla warfare. Do I stack them up against our military? No, we'll steamroll them, but we'll have casualties. This isn't a guess or like no. You go up against 2, 3, 5, 10,000 men with M4s, rocket launchers, drones. You're going to have casualties. We're not going into the desert and fighting a bunch of goat rapers and camel jockeys. We're going into caves. We're not doing that. What does America look like with that roaming inside? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe I'm wrong. Hell, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I like this guy, Tim Kramer. Let's hear what he has to say.
Have you seen what's going on in Guadalajara? No? Well, that's a test run for what they're going to do here.
Vente, man. Corre, 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 corre. Corre, corre.
Gente corriendo.
It's here. It's here. You're warned. You're being warned. What are we at? Month 13th, 14th of President Trump. Has anybody been arrested? Anybody? Don't think so. 30 million people inside your country in 4 years. $1 trillion spent minimum. $1 trillion spent on illegal aliens. Hundreds of billions of dollars annually on illegal aliens in America. It's all right. Diversity is our strength. Repeat it. Come on. Say it out loud. When you say it out loud, it becomes real. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength. One more time. Diversity is our strength. There's a blizzard in the Northeast. Inches and inches and inches in New York City, blanketing the Eastern Seaboard. What do you need? What do you need when a natural disaster happens? Well, you need communication, don't you? Cell towers, cell lines are frozen. Everyone's trying to call 911. Everyone's trying to call family. The lines are jammed. What do you need? You need a sat phone. You just need a sat phone. I have one, sat123.com/JJ. They are a major sponsor of this show, and I believe in them. What else do you need? Oh, your internet's down. Wouldn't it be great instead of sitting in the blizzard for 3, 4, 5 a week with no internet, no ability to communicate? Why don't you have a Starlink system? My God, the power's down in this building in New York City or Vermont, or, well, I have a generator that can generate a house, or I just need a couple rooms to stay warm. Well, you have a generator. Sat123.com/JJ is where you go to be prepared. Life is about challenges. Doesn't matter if you're wealthy, poor, in between. No one goes through life unscathed. It's just the way it is. We don't have to like it. It's just the way it is. You have to assume tough times are going to hit you once, twice, 3 times. Maybe it follows you like a dark cloud and just hangs over you, but you need to be prepared. My one ask for you is to go to their website, sat123.com/JJ, sat123.com/JJ, and see if you need anything. And I know you will. I know you will. Well, what else is happening in this great world of ours, in our country? What's looming? What's going to cause us to have problems? Well, it looks like we're going to war with Iran. Why? What has Iran done to us? Do they have a bunch of lunatics chanting death to America? Okay, whatever. Are there Iranians here in America blowing stuff up? Well, there's 50 million illegal aliens doing all kinds of stuff in here, but don't worry about that. Well, I want to worry about the 50 million illegal aliens because they've destroyed our demographics. Whites are now 55% of the population. We're going to go be the majority minority in our own country in less than a decade. I have a problem with that. Oh, shut up, JJ. You're such a racist. Let's focus on the Middle East. What? Yeah. We're going to bomb Iran. Wait a minute. Iran's not like all the other Middle Eastern countries that we can just push around. They have a real army. They have nuclear weapons or some ballistic missiles. Or they don't have nuclear weapons. Which one is it? American government. Why are we doing this? Why are we going into Iran? Well, they're a threat to Israel. Okay. Well, let Israel deal with Iran. Do you know why the Middle East hates us? Have you ever just stopped for a second and ask yourself, why does the Middle East hate us so much? And I know there's a whole thing, and I'm not saying that I like the Middle East or I want to go visit there or go and start a business and move my family to the Kyrgyzstans and be a sheep herder, a goat herder. But you ever ask yourself, what if it was reversed and the entire United Emirates, the Middle East conglomerate of nations, bombed us into smithereens? And when I'm trying to go from Kansas City to Iowa, it takes me about 3 days because the roads are completely blown up. And then I have to take back roads, and then I have to go through checkpoints, and my wife has to wear a burqa. We have to bow to Mecca 5 times a day. So it takes us forever. Forget flying. The airports have been bombed out. There's no going. There's no real grocery stores. Our roads are destroyed. All of our infrastructure is destroyed. And they're making us wear burqas. And we all wear just black robes and dirty sandals and dirty towels on our head. And yeah, we don't have Christianity. We're a theocracy. And they're marching in our streets with their military. They're driving their tanks everywhere. They just indiscriminately blow stuff up. They haven't really rebuilt anything. You think it'd be okay for us to hate them? It would be okay for us to kill them? Well, why is it reversed? It's not okay for them to do that. I'm not saying that I'm for them. I'm just saying from an intellectual curiosity, do you understand why they hate us? Well, God spoke to George Bush, W. Okay. God spoke to him. And God told George W. Bush that he needed to spread democracy. Don't worry about that, George. I can see George Bush having this conversation with God, but God, democracy is a bad thing. And God telling George W., are you going to follow my orders, son? I know that you're a republic, and republic is that's how you have representative government, but I want you to institute a democracy. Yes, God. You see how absurd this is when you say it out loud? So now we have to go in Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria. Hell, I can go on and on and on. And we got to we need to give democracy to these people. And then when we go and give them democracy, they vote in terrorist organizations, and we come in and say, no, not that democracy. We have to do our democracy. And what our democracy is, we just kind of choose who your leader is going to be. That's what we do in America. We just do it a little more civilly, and it's a pretense. Look, it works in America. Look at us. Don't you want it? And we're going to put fast food in there that has absolute poison. And then we're going to pump all kinds of pornography in. And then here's the best thing. This is what you're going to love, Middle East, more than anything. We're going to infuse women's rights and then transgender and all the gay shit you can imagine. We're going to push it into your living rooms in your homes so your children can see all the perversion. Oh, yeah. I'm shocked they don't love us. I really am. I'm shocked. And why are we there? Well, we're there because of Israel. Let's just stop playing games and just say what is the truth. And I want to start this segment off with playing someone that this man makes the statement that is the foundation of their arrogance, of their self-righteousness, and their determination to screw everybody they come in contact with. I want you to listen to the Hebrew hammer called Randy Fine from Florida, as he talks about how everyone else is wrong except the Jews. Everyone is.
I am here to fight, and we are in a time where we need fighters. We need people to go out and fight. We need people who are not going to be afraid, because if we stay silent in the face of what is coming, not only on the left, but on our own side as well, our time in this country could come to an end as well. Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault. And there are people who would like to do the same to us here. And unfortunately, some of them are in our own party. But I can promise you this, as long as I'm in Congress, they ain't going to win. So thank you guys for having me.
Okay, let's go back, because this is a very important statement. I want you to hear it again.
Our own side as well. Our time in this country could come to an end as well. Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault.
No, Randy, it's never been your fault. Absolutely. 109 nations, that's the number that's thrown out. 109. But there's been over 1,000 or two altercations where you've been kicked out of communities and stuff. But let's just focus on the 109 nations that you said that you were not at fault at all. If I had 109 friendships and every single one of them despised me, kicked me out of their friend circle, won't even talk to me anymore, do you think there would be some time in my life where I would sit down and have some honest dialogue with myself? Are all 109 of my friends wrong? And they're the problem, or am I the common denominator in all these relationships? I look at all the 109 nations, all the 109 people, and they just went to a party last weekend. They were laughing, drinking, eating, dating each other. They just are, it's a great time. But they're all the problem. Well, why are they all the problem? They're together. They're having a great time. They're getting along. Even the ones that don't really like each other or have some kind of hard feelings, they still get along. They're still civil. But they want nothing to do with me. Wow. They want nothing to do with me. Maybe, just maybe, I'm the problem. No. You see, I'm smarter. See, God chose me. God chose me, not you. Okay. Here's someone that I like. I like to watch his show. This is Stu Peters. Some people don't like him. I like him. I like him because he's bold and he just tells you what he believes. You don't have to believe everything that we say. I want you to challenge everything, but I also want you to pay attention. Not everyone's wrong. Maybe you're wrong.
According to various rabbinic opinions, it would be seemingly permissible to kill children.
If you want to eliminate Israel, then we don't want you in our country. We really don't want you in our country.
You're 2% of the pie, but you're all working together. It's actually easy to beat the 98% if they're completely fucking infighting and uncoordinated and, and uninformed.
We cannot continue to survive in this system. This system is designed to destroy us.
It's actually been these systems that are in place that allow this kind of infiltration, this sort of occupation. Without these systems being in place and without people allowing them and giving them their power, there'd be nothing to occupy.
I don't believe that I, as a person, can save the world. I know that I cannot, but I know this: we can. We the hell can. And there is no savior coming to save us, waiting for fucking billionaires and stuff.
Maybe our ancestors aren't the anti-Semitic, irrational haters the Jews would have us believe. Maybe we should believe our ancestors about these people. They hate what we have to say. They hate the truth. They don't like us talking about it. They don't like us saying what they're doing to us and what they're doing to the world and what they have done to the world. And so they use their tyranny, their financial power, and their organizational power that they've amassed over time to control our speech online and to censor us.
But if we suddenly believe in ourselves and we drop this belief in authority and actually believed in the power of humanity and the power of what we are, the whole thing goes away. And I see this as a huge opportunity for us to do that. Will we do it is another good question. But I don't even think it needs all of the people to do it. I think just those of us who are awake, I think we could, it's got to a point where the society is really going to have to implode, but it's going to be what comes after that. Are we going to be looking for people to help us, or are we going to simply do it ourselves?
If we don't correct this problem that exists in Washington, D.C., and as well the 50 state capitals of our country, then the rest of the world is going to suffer. And the rest of the world will be occupied by the octopus.
Surely you are concerned at this point. Hopefully you're not so fucking woke that everything is just Jim Dandy with you. The writing is most definitely on the wall. Whether you choose to read it or not, well, that's up to you.
It's up to you. And I could already hear it. I could already see my inbox lighting up. You're an anti-Semite. No, I'm not. I'm looking at data, and I'm asking myself, as I've asked myself as a young man, why does everybody hate the Jews? Why is everyone hate the Jews? And even as a young man, I sat back reading the history books, and I kept asking myself, well, why are they so hated? And it's not just the Germans. Then I start reading and reading and reading, and I go, well, something's happened. Something's going on. And now I see AIPAC and Israel has complete domination and control over my government. And I'm going into another war. And this is getting more and more personal for me. Why? Because my son is getting closer and closer to 18. He's going to have to do selective service. He's going to have to be drafted if we go to a world war. For what? You're telling me my son has to go fight for Israel and the Jews? Wait a minute. We've been at war for almost 3 decades. How many IDF soldiers have been in those wars? 0. So you're telling me my son has to go fight in a war that we can't even find on a map? And he's got to go fight, maybe die, maybe sometimes worse than that, is come back mutilated for Israel? That's the selling point? Because Israel somehow, this country, Israel is God's chosen people? Wait a minute, we created this. We created this for money in 1948. This wasn't created in 48 AD after Jesus was killed by the Jews. When are we going to stop this bullshit about our greatest ally hates our Savior? Our greatest ally hates us. When are we going to believe that that's not our greatest ally? When are we going to believe it? They're waiting for the Antichrist. They're waiting for their Messiah. That is our Antichrist. We have our Messiah. The Messiah already came. He died on the cross for our sins. His name is Jesus Christ. We are Christians. When are we going to stop this bullshit of saying that, oh, we're Judeo-Christian? No. Those Jews that believed in Jesus became Christians. How hard is that for you to connect those dots? We have been propagandized so much that it hurts. One thing that I do love about X, one of the things that I love about this social media platform that we have is the people. I'm not any longer waiting for Sean Hannity or someone like that to come up with a special, or Fox News. No, the independent investigative journalists on X, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, whatever, they're coming up with stuff that is far more reaching than the propaganda that we've been taught. This is what's driving the people that are in power insane. Are the people that have never been in power are gaining the power, and what they have on their side that the left, the vile people that run our media will never have. We have truth.
Why? That was the question that I had positioned to X when somebody posted me this. I'm going to preface this by saying this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, because I got a big fat fucking warning when I tried to pull this document up. Conspiracy theories and all. In 614 AD, they were expelled for purchasing 90,000 Christian prisoners from the Persians for the pleasure of cruelty and putting them to death. And from 1290 to 1292, they were expelled or forced to convert for the ritual murder of Christian children. In 1200 BC, they were expelled for having leprosy and causing various sedations and rebellions throughout Egypt. I also need to preface this by saying there is a ton that just says Jews expelled, and it gives no reason. So I'm just going to go through some of the ones that have a reason, so it might jump all over the place. In 586 or 597 BC, they were expelled for refusing to pay tribute. In 139 BC, they were expelled for attempting to corrupt Romans into religious cults and cheating people out of their money. A lot of these have to do with like uprising and revolts too, so I'm probably going to skip over a lot of those. There was a lot of attempted revolts and riots. Like back in 49 AD, they were expelled for always rioting. In 80 AD, a Roman soldier exposed himself, but that's all it really says, and that the Jews had stoned him to death for doing it. But like, was he taking a piss or was he legitimately exposing himself? Like what's the context behind that? They started an uprising against Rome in 51 AD. In 66 AD, they tried to overtake one of the Roman cities and were killed, and they did it by screaming, "Jews take precedence over Greeks, and the city is ours." In 66 AD in Greece, they were expelled for double dealing. In 1130 to 1135 AD, they were expelled due to Jewish merchant activity. They were also expelled in 1394 due to banking complaints. They were expelled in 1429 partially for the desecration and arson of a church. A lot of ritual murders. In 1485, Jews were expelled for ritual murder. In 1485, again in Italy, they were expelled for ritual murder. Back in 1478, it was for Jewish money laundering. Back in 1455, it was because they tried to bribe the Pope and they were expelled. In 1456, they were expelled after an Easter riot. Easter is the celebration of Christ rising again, which you all already know. In 1454, they were expelled for extortion. In 1394, they were expelled for banking complaints. In 1429, they were expelled for a desecration and the arson of a church. In 1113 AD, they were expelled for crucifying a ram in mockery of Christ. In 139 AD, it was corrupting morals and money fraud. There's also a lot of like usury in these. I don't know if I'm going to find those, but there's a lot of usury issues where they were attempting to lend money at high interest rate. In 590 AD, Jews were expelled by I don't know what that word is, for insulting the image of Mary. In 602 to 610, they were partially expelled for plotting a great massacre of Christians and the destruction of churches. In 629 AD, initially they were expelled, and then they were like retaking of Jerusalem upon the approach, but the Jews had bribed him to guarantee their safety so they could come back in. But then upon returning to the city and seeing the number of Christians that the Jews had killed, they withdrew the promise and expelled him again. In 653 AD, it was for polluting the soil in Spain. There's more. There's like tons. There's pages and pages and pages of this, because obviously they were expelled from every instance that you could have had at the time up till now. I might have to do like a whole show on these and just kind of go through them all with everybody. Maybe I'll do that Wednesday night. Again, this is all alleged, complete conspiracy theory, grains of salt, take with it what you will. But we're so programmed nowadays to believe the victims, and I'm with her, and that we don't look into like why some of this stuff had happened. And maybe we should, with fresh eyes, with fresh 2026 eyes.
Yeah, maybe we should, or maybe we go back and we listen to someone like the Hebrew Hammer. Let me find him again, because this is very, very important that we do this. And let's listen to him again. Maybe it's not what Shipwreck was saying, or what Ryan Mattapos or Stu Peters or Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens or Charlie Kirk. Maybe it's us and not them.
And there are people who would like, we need people to go out and fight. We need people who are not going to be afraid. Because if we stay silent in the face of what is coming, not only on the left, but on our own side as well, our time in this country could come to an end as well. Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault.
Never been your fault. The world is changing right in front of our eyes. The truth is coming out. Are you ready to fully grasp what the truth is?